Happy Mayors, Northtown Neighborhood News Magazine, a presentation of Sonny Hirsch and myself. Web, YouTube, check us out. Community policing we're big on, and Jewish Chicago is coming out February 27th, so time to get included if you want in. We're doing all judges, all the time, every day, every week, every show, just about. It is a pleasure to introduce you to a candidate in the 9th Sub-Circuit, Brian Alexander. How you doing?
Nice to meet you.
First of all, pleasure. And why don't you let people know a little bit about your background?
Okay. I was born in Chicago on the north side. When I was 9, my parents moved to Wilmette, where I grew up. I was in the very first class at New Trier West when it first opened. I did my college at University of Illinois. I got my law degree in Washington, D.C. at Catholic University. And I've been in practice for myself or with a family partner ever since. Living in this area, my wife and I have always felt it's important that we do things for the community. I think we've benefited our children by taking in foster children when they were younger.
Oh, very nice.
And I think it's worked because my kids, I think, have grown up learning and knowing about their obligations to society. My youngest one is now getting a master's in social work at the University of Chicago.
Oh, wow.
My older one is a lawyer, and I practice with her now. The law firm is her and I, although she's working only part-time now because she's got 15-month-old twin boys at home.
Well, that'll keep her busy.
So that's a full-time job. My wife is also an attorney. We've been married 36 years, and she's a prosecutor for the state of Illinois. In my practice, we've primarily litigation, mostly family law, but I also do a fair amount of real estate, immigration, a variety of things that I think have given me a general view of what's important and helps me in my family law practice because I know a little bit about the other subjects, real estate and the like. I've been, in the last number of years, I get a lot of court appointments as either child rep or guardian ad litem. And I think I found that very valuable because it gives me a chance to not necessarily represent a litigating party, but to represent the children. And they're the ones who really need the help. That's also what got me into wanting to be a judge. I've been practicing law for 37 years. It seems like forever, but it seems like just a few weeks some days. As a practitioner in family law representing children, I found that I can help them. I can do things for them. The parents are battling, and the children need an advocate for what's best for them and for what's best for the family. And I think enough judges have found my work to be good enough that I've been getting a lot of appointments. And in that line, as judges were finding out that I'm running for judge, I'm getting a lot of encouragement, which kind of surprised me because I didn't think that people knew me that well, telling me, oh, I'd be a great judge. And that's kind of encouraged me to go into that.
That's very good. I know Larry Sepperton says a lot of really good things about you.
I've known him for a number of years.
Yeah, he's a great guy. He's my favorite county commissioner. And, he really strives to, he understands the realities of politics, but he always strives to try to have the best possible outcome for the benefit of the people. So I give him a lot of credit along those lines. So how's the campaign going?
It's moving along. I got a late start, but I think that I've been getting a lot of help as people find out that I'm running. A lot of people are encouraging me, oh, go to this meeting, go to that meeting, let me introduce you to these people. This past weekend, I was at the Indian community of Niles Township, had their big celebration celebrating India's 65th anniversary of their constitution. And it was a lot of fun. And I got to meet a lot of really nice people who seemed very supportive. And they had a lot of interesting entertainment. So I kind of like being out on the campaign trail.
No, listen, is this a new, you've worked a little bit in politics, or have you?
Oh, yeah. I've been working behind the scenes for other people for more than 40 years, involved in political organizations, working for others. This is my first time in front of the camera.
Yeah, it makes a difference. It really does.
It does.
No question about it. I ran for delegate once, but that doesn't count like judge. That's a lot more serious. What are the boundaries of the 9th Congressional District?
It's a funny shape. It's primarily the 49th and 50th wards, Evanston, Skokie, Lincolnwood, most of Wilmette, a little bit of Niles, most of Morton Grove, and little pieces of other wards. Just a little piece of Glenview, a little piece of Northfield,
Yeah, you got
Peterson
a
Park.
gerrymander. This is Cook County.
Yeah, but when you see a spike going up, somebody must have lived there.
Yeah, you know, the fact is when they sit down and divide up the legislative ballot and all the rest of it, or figure out the ballot for these areas, people really know what's in each precinct. And they'll fight each other to get a certain precinct
Sure.
if the vote's going to favor them along those lines.
Sure.
So no question about it. How many of it do you try to like go to a certain number of events per week? Or?
No, I don't set a number. I've been kind of picking and choosing. I've been going to some political events, like there's the 49th Ward is having something tonight. But I think I've been trying to focus on going places where there's real people, because they're the ones who do the voting, not the politicians.
That's 100% true. It's, yeah. And by the way, I want to urge all of you to go to the bottom of the ballot first to the judicial races. I mean, you hear already from the kind of things he does how much of an effect the judge can have on your life. So, you know, like, you only get to vote not that often. You know, it's like, what, twice next year? So take a couple minutes extra, start at the bottom with the judicial races, and then you can go to the other races afterwards.
In being a litigator for 37 years, I've seen an awful lot of good judges, but I'm ashamed to say I've seen an awful lot of bad judges. And I think I've learned from the bad ones what not to do and what not to do in managing a court. And I think a lot of years of practice is something that's been useful to me to learn.
That's good. Do you have a website?
I do. It's Brian Alexander for Judge, the four written out.org, and Facebook, Brian Alexander for Judge.
So Brian Alexander for Judge, written out.
Right.
And on Facebook?
Same, Brian Alexander for Judge.
I want to thank you very much, Brian Alexander. Good luck in the campaign.
And thank you.